Thanks, Gary. And it is Chelsea who get the second half started. No changes to either side for the beginning of the second half. We've had the crowd figure through, 41,594 at Stamford Bridge today. And just for a historical reference, that takes the cumulative crowd figure for Chelsea games at Stamford Bridge past 79 million.
How do you know those things?
I haven't counted them all. The bigger question should be, why do you know those things?
Yeah, that's true.
It's Fabregas. Too much pace on it for Baba Rahman. It will be a Manchester City throw-in.
The lads talking about Fabregas actually were obviously admiring a lot of his passes being a midfielder, but it's great to see him playing with this confidence again. He's not had the best of seasons, but when he is like this and has that time on the ball, there's not many better at opening up a back four than that man.
And Chelsea back four, Gary Cahill, and all the way back Thibaut Courtois. Fabregas. Costa's back heel, didn't deceive Adarabioyo. There's Alish Garcia, just asking a little too much of Chlesea and Nacho. When we look at the Manchester City substitutes, you can see Raheem Sterling and Vincent Kompany, two of the more senior names amongst them. Kompany began his comeback from his most recent calf trouble last weekend.
With that in mind, I think it's a bizarre thing to have him on the bench, you know. If you're going to start him, fine, get him some minutes, he's just come back, get him some fitness, and if you're not, then you'd think coming on as a substitute, as a centre-half, when you've had a persistent calf problem, wouldn't be the best idea, but anyway.
Here's Willian. Finding Hazard. Pedro was screaming for it. Willian got it, and Willian has got Chelsea back into the lead. A quick Chelsea break forward, and a fine finish from Willian. It takes him to double figures of goals for the season. Chelsea 2, Manchester City 1.
Well, Chelsea's player of the season breaks out with that pace. We're so used to seeing him run with the ball, commit people, and Hazard just waits and picks him out. City have done this a lot this season. No matter who's been in the back four, they try and squeeze up. They try and keep a high line when there's no pressure on the ball. Bad defending, but a really good finish from Willian.
And that was pinpoint stuff.
That's good finish. We talked in the first half, didn't we, about those runs from Pedro, trying to beat that line. And that's another exact example of it there. You know, you've got to drop when there's no pressure on the ball. You can't keep a high line on the 18-yard box when you've got runners. It's just impossible.
Chelsea have the advantage again. This time we'll look to hold it for a lot longer than they did last time. Too much reaction from Gus Hiddink at that goal. That's exactly what he will have sent his side back out for the second half to do. Press home their experience and superiority early. Azpilicueta. Hazard. Mikel to Baba. That's Fabregas. There you go, Costa set off like a greyhound there. Pedro, Costa. Very neatly digged back to Diego Costa. Pedro took a tumble Andre Mariner had an unobstructive view, didn't think anything of it, and to be fair to Pedro, he didn't make anything of it.
Exactly. Refreshing to see, isn't it?
Selena. Iheanacho. Faupala. Foul on Cahill. Free kick for Chelsea. Let's just have a little look into whether this was just a plain and simple fall through momentum from Pedro.
Yeah, he just nicks it ahead, but absolutely no contact at all.
He doesn't ask. Another teenage talent is going to come on for Manchester City, Brandon Barker. Another pacey wide player. As Hazard loses possession and then quickly regained it again. Diego Costa. Hazard. Followed by Faupala. Baba. Down went Costa. Here's Willian. Willian pokes through. Pedro. And it is blocked from behind. Di Michelis is in the way of that one.
But that's better defending. You know, because there is no space behind and you're following runners, blocking shots.
Willian's corner. Headed up by Faupala. And here's Fabregas. Fabregas looked all the way over to Diego Costa. With him there is Hazard. Fernando hasn't got it away, and Gary Cahill has blasted it home. And Chelsea will feel as though they're almost home here today. They've just planted a foot firmly into the FA Cup quarter-finals. 2 goals in around about 5 minutes. It's a very sullen-looking Manuel Pellegrini now.
Again, it's Fabregas. Ball to the back post, comes out to Hazard. Fernando, I think, doesn't clear it properly, and then the keeper should do better, shouldn't he? Caballero, straight at him from Cahill. It's hit with good pace from Gary Cahill, but I think he should save that. Guy. I think that's a mistake.
Came at him quickly, too quickly, for him to form a proper barrier to stop the ball, and it is a goal that was struck with some ferocity by the Chelsea and England central defender, who was in the wars in the first half of this game. Now he's on the score sheet. Chelsea 3, Manchester City 1.
It's been an impressive start to the second half by Chelsea. Come out meaning business, haven't they? They want to get this tie done.
And Diego Costa fell to the floor and got himself back up, despite asking for a whistle to be blown at the same time. Iheanacho. Alex Garcia. And it's Brandon Barker who's just come on for Bersant Selena. And Barker manages to win a corner off Cesar Azpilicueta. Nice way to start his introduction to the game. Bersant Selena, unfortunately for him, never really got the chance to show us what he could do.
No, he didn't have enough of the ball.
In from Kolarov, headed away. Before Faupala could properly attack it, it was Fabregas who did his defensive duty. This leaves it for Alex Garcia. Nice turn by Manu Garcia. Through to Iheanacho. Faupala just wanted a little bit too much time. Barker now. Kolarov. Turned away by Mikel. And this is a A really good response from Manchester City here. Manu Garcia. Barker moved inside and found some room. Kolarov managed to get away from Assad before being blocked by Cahill. Michaelis. And that will go away from Faupala. It will be a Chelsea goal kick, and that little City spell of pressure is over.
Yeah, it was a good spell though, wasn't it? It was Manu Garcia making things happen. He played a through ball, and just when it fell to Faupala, his touch eluded him at the moment, the crucial moment. But much more positive from City.
In fact, he'd like to get his hands on the FA Cup again this season.
He should be pleased with the way his team's playing.
That is pleased.
How is it?
By the way, man, I can walk around with a permanent grin on my face.
You do anyway. You're a happy-go-lucky chap.
Here's Azpilicueta. A late challenge by Brandon Barker on Cesc Fabregas, making himself known. Brought back by Manu Garcia to Adarabioyo. Manchester City just lose their way for a second there. Gus Hiddink is pointing the way to the last stage of the FA Cup. Chelsea last reached that stage 3 years ago. They beat Middlesbrough in the 5th round. Lost against Manchester City in the semi-finals. Strong running. Can't go any further. It was very lively stuff from Pedro. Now it's Willian. Now it's Pedro again. He beat Caballero and it's turned behind by Michaelis. City screamed for an offside flag, but it never came.
Well, he's looked sharp today, Pedro. I've been a huge fan of him for many years. I've been amazed really that it hasn't gone better for him since he came here, but obviously with the dip in form of the team, but he's been terrific today. He's been sharp, he's been willing, he's been hungry for goals.
Williams corner. And Caballero will be able to catch that. Ivanovic and Cahill almost got in one another's way. Such was their eagerness to both attack the ball. Caballero here looks for Faupala to win it. Cahill who does though. Won by Pedro. Diego Costa. Hazard moving in front of him, not that far in front of him. When you look at Chelsea today, and you think of how Chelsea were for so many games in the first half of the season, it does make you scratch your head.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, I don't ever remember a team being so good one season and then falling away the next, just to the level Chelsea have this season. One thing is for sure is they possess so much quality. This is the Fabregas tackle, catches I'll see a little bit late there. But they've certainly been better, haven't they, in the last month or so, and even in Paris the other night they played reasonably well, even though they lost the game, and must feel confident in the second leg that they can turn that round.
And that's tie still very much alive. Manchester City have an awful lot to do to keep this one going. Looks as though the four-fronted attack will become three after today, at this stage anyway.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's looking at the bench. I mean, Raheem Sterling is the obvious choice to try and change it, cause Chelsea a problem, or does he feel that this game's now gone, being 2 goals behind?
There you go, at 1 goal behind, maybe he does make the move, but even then he'd want to score 2 goals, because the last thing Manuel Pellegrini would want, judging by his comments this week, is a replay in this FA Cup.
Yeah, but you can't give up on a game this far away from the final whistle.
Yeah, Manchester City do get the next goal. They're well back in. Good tackle from Di Michelis. Willian, Fabregas. Count. Pedro. Fabregas starts into the box, spotted by Adarabioyo.
He can be pleased with his performance today. Another timely interception from him there, read that really well.
Another young centre-back on the bench, Cameron Humphreys, who's only 17, just as highly rated. And Jason Denayer, Belgian defender, is out on loan at Galatasaray this season. He might get a place in the next campaign. There are certainly players coming through for Manchester City. And for Chelsea, mind you, it's whether they get all the way through. Chelsea, FA Youth Cup winners in both of the last 2 seasons. Big week for Manchester City's academy, of course topped off by all these players playing today. As Adarabioyo makes a rare error giving the ball away. And then wins it back, prevented it from reaching Willian. Count. Going to expand on that point by saying that Manchester City's under-18 clinched the North Division title yesterday. Their under-21s, minus the 7 players involved here, beat Manchester United at the Etihad. And Hazard, turned away by Alex Garcia. Iheanacho. Brandon Barker's getting up there with him. Iheanacho kept his balance and the ball really well. Couldn't get it through to Faupala though. Kolarov. Kolarov. I like that chant from the Chelsea fans. John Obi Mikel, he scores when he wants. 6 goals in 359 appearances for the club.
I wouldn't have guessed he'd got 6, to be honest.
Diego Costa. Hazard. Hazard pulled back for Fabregas, who was waving, calling, now shoots. Never on target.
No, it's a bit of a pull actually from Fabregas. He's normally the creator and not known for his long-range shooting. Drags it. Been terrific today, hasn't he?
Caballero asking Iheanacho to win the ball, which he did. Fernando. Alex Garcia. Iheanacho. Manu Garcia.
Williams just give him a little pat on the back of the head as if to say, okay mate. You earned it, you take it.
And he needs the goals more. Hazard would have been expecting to be on around about 10 himself at this stage this season, instead of the one that he has got.
Couldn't agree more.
So he's got Willy Caballero's goal firmly in his sights here. Hazard with the two-step run, and he's got it through and in. That was just about as perfect as it could be. Round the corner, goalkeeper didn't, maybe couldn't move, not quickly enough anyway. And Chelsea are almost certainly now moving on through to the last 8 in the Emirates FA Cup. And you can see by the smile on Eden Hazard's face that he needed and wanted that.
Well, it's not a good free kick in terms of the pace or the direction's okay, pace is so-so, but the keeper is gone. I mean, you've got to stay in line with the ball, and he's just gone so far to the right, it's nearly bounced before it's gone in. It's a goalkeeping error. If you've taken free kicks or you've played the game, you know that the goalkeeper needs to be that side of the wall, and the only way you can score is if you get it up and over that wall, like we saw Payet earlier in the day. It's a goalkeeping error.
Well, he knew where he was going to put it.
Yeah, and he's executed it well, to be fair, but it should never go in there, especially at that height.
We just, I don't think it was a question mark actually. I think that when Pep Guardiola comes in, he will certainly look at number 2 goalkeeper as something to make a change in. Caballero's been a favourite of Pellegrini for a long, long time.
A lot of keepers do it though, they really do, you know, that's the side of the goal that you have to protect. They guess, and he guessed so early there, he made it easy for Hazard.
Chelsea 4, Manchester City 1. Zabaleta. And now here's Fernando. Manu Garcia out to Zabaleta. Not properly blocked by Baba. Zabaleta to Iheanacho. Realised he couldn't turn in time, so went for the impudent back heel, and it might well have worked another day.
Yeah, good play from Zabaleta down that right hand side. This is the confidence of the man. I think maybe it'd have been better turning and shooting, getting a better connection on it. Good defending from Gary Cahill.
There's going to be a change, and it is a Chelsea change. I think Gus Hiddink has satisfied himself that the game is as good as won. And he's going to take off Diego Costa. They've got the goal that gave Chelsea the lead, albeit briefly in the first half. This was it.
Well, that's exactly the type of goal you want your centre forward to be scoring, and his form recently is a huge plus for the forthcoming weeks. His link-up play's been good as well. He's been looking for the ball, he's been spinning in behind. Okay, he's played against the inexperienced back four today, but very good from Costa, I have to say.
Pedro's been good too, and he has also made way. Bertrand Traore and Oscar have come on, both of whom scored in the last round at MK Dons. Oscar to the tune of 3.
Well, Pedro deserves a mention. I thought his performance was superb, and it looked like the Pedro we've all come to know over the recent years.
The word from down by pitch side is that Pedro was just feeling his thigh a little bit. No game for Chelsea in midweek this week. The next in action at Southampton next weekend in the Premier League. And there's Kolarov. Went for the shot. Pressurised by Fabregas from behind, and Cahill in his way. Fernando, Barker. Faupala behind Barker. Don't forget that we do have the draw for the 6th round on BBC 2 after this game from 6 p.m. Chelsea will be in it. Oscar. And that was his first involvement since leaving the touchline and coming on as a substitute. He's got himself warmed up all right.
Well, that would have made some impression, wouldn't it? Likes coming in onto that right foot, tries to whip it. The top right hand corner, just doesn't get quite enough on it. Great effort for him.
Other teams in that draw will presumably not want to be handed a tie at Stamford Bridge.
Nope.
Chelsea have now actually, assuming that something truly remarkable doesn't happen in the remainder of this game, they've only lost one of their last 30 home FA Cup ties, and that was to Bradford City, of course, last season.
Although against Manchester United here and Everton, you know, they struggled and only got draws out of both those two games in the last minute.
I should say against Everton they lost, but only after a penalty shootout, technically a draw. That was what, 2011?
Oh, sorry, no, I'm talking about the last couple of the last few league games here. Their form at home hasn't been too scary for any potential cup opponents.
Just flailing on, by the way, taking another one.
Again, no malice in that though. He's just having one of those days, isn't he?
And it's Fabregas. Oscar finds Willie. Chelsea fans now just sitting back, waiting to cheer the next one. They cheered 5 home against Newcastle when they were here last weekend. Fabregas. Through to Fabregas again. Baba content to go into reverse. Now Mikel. Now trying to shoot from the Matthew Harding stance. Colorant. Barker. Gets the ball away to Azar. Saved by Michalis. He is now one foul away from ending the game early. Azar Abioyo only half took it away from him. Traore. And Michalis.
Here though.
We were all just waiting for him to strike.
I think the spin on the ball stopped him hitting it first time. Looks easy from up here.
Fernando. And Zabaleta. Offside. Given against Faupala. And that will be a Chelsea free kick.
this is the ball in from Kolarov. Good clearance. See the spin on the ball. He couldn't hit it because he knew it had spin off his foot, either right or left.
Here's the change. Fernando's legs are going to be given a bit of a break. He will be in the touring party to Kiev this week. And coming on, it's another youngster. It's 17-year-old Cameron Humphreys, who made his debut actually at Aston Villa in the last round at the end of January. He's 3 times made the bench in the Premier League.
17, wow. Must be very well thought of to be involved at a tender age in such a experienced, good squad.
Well, there's a central defensive partnership now. Adarabioyo, 18, and Humphreys, 17. Dimichelis has just popped up into that deep midfield role vacated by Fernando.
I have to say, second half, giving Chelsea a lot of credit. They've made it what it looks on paper, which is men against boys in a way. Second half, they've been stronger, fitter, sharper, more creative with their passing, which is understandable, of course. Not a criticism of the City young lads. It's exactly what should be happening when you've got that many senior internationals on the pitch against such inexperience. You can't just play 2 or 3 senior players and expect them to carry the rest. It's nearly impossible.
What you were edging towards a "you can't win anything with kids" type statement there.
No, I do say some silly things at times, but I think the problem today is not the fact that you're playing so many young players who are all talented. It's the fact that you're playing against such quality. You're talking about a Chelsea side full of class international players who will not let themselves be undone by. There's too much pride and passion in them. If Man City were going away to lesser opposition, you can understand it more, but it's a difficult predicament. I know everyone's got their view on it. I understand Pellegrini's got a big week ahead and a tough week ahead, and he's made his choice now.
Dynamo Kiev on Wednesday night in the Champions League, and then of course a week today it is the League Cup final. It's Liverpool at Wembley. That's the 2 meetings in 4 days with the red half of Merseyside.
Well, listen, if they were to come through the next 2 games victorious, then he's justified in what he's done today. And the other thing, of course, is the invaluable experience some of these youngsters have gained today by playing in this game.
Advantage quickly waved by Andre Mariner there as Faupala was fouled. He had the brightest start of all those in City's rather garish away colours. Perhaps has faded out of it in the second half, but the ball's not been up his end of the field that much either.
No, well, the lads talked in the studio, didn't they, about the inevitability of the decline in the physical levels of this Man City team because of its age and its inexperience. That's exactly what's happened. Chelsea came out all guns blazing and they couldn't cope with it.
There's Traore. Fabregas. There's Pinaqueta. Hazard. Bounced to him by Fabregas. Pull back for Traore. Oscar can't get the chance to follow up. Some of Chelsea's passing in and around the box has been sublime today.
Yeah, it's been really good, really inventive. Good runners off the ball as well.
There's another good ball in from Traore. Oscar can't keep it. Wins it back though from Zabaleta. Fabregas in a tight spot, wins a corner. Chelsea's final change is about to be made. It's Nemanja Matic coming on for John Obi Mikel, who is getting just about a full house standing ovation as he leaves the field. He is reborn in a Chelsea shirt.
Yeah, he's been very good today. Talked about the ability to play that role so well. So disciplined in there, and it gives the people around him the freedom to go and play and express themselves. And they appreciated that performance from him today. And actually the last probably 6 weeks he's been terrific, hasn't he? I mean, I've actually played in games here against him when he's been given some harsh criticism by the Chelsea fans in the past. So to turn that around is credit to him.
That's Williams' ball in. And there's a bit of a ride taken on shoulders, but Kolarov isn't penalised. He just exchanged a little slap of the hands with his international teammate Branislav Ivanovic.
You see that high line again from Manchester City on the 8. It's like they work on the 18-yard box being their offside line, but you can't have an offside line if there's no pressure on the ball. You have to drop when the players make the runs. It's something that's been consistent throughout their season in all their back fours, no matter who's played. And this is the chance from Traore. He'll be disappointed with that.
Oscar. Hazard. Trying to find Oscar again. And City break forward. Alex Garcia. Kolarov. Oscar wins the ball. Won't get onto that though. Plenty of time for Alderabioyo.
I always try and think what the managers are thinking. You've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek there, who's a young lad, and trying to get him minutes. The game's won. Get him on. Get him some more game time. Get him some more confidence. Let the fans see him, you know.
They can't now.
No, I know. I'm thinking the game was won, wasn't it? 3-1, really. 20 minutes, half an hour ago.
Kolarov. Oh, Pellegrini has stayed true to his plans for today. And the two changes that he's made put the youngsters on, Parker and Humphreys. Sterling, Company, Fernandinho and Chlesea all on the bench too. Iheanacho given something of a gift. Now Barker. Barker nearly got through. And then he went on loan to Rotherham for a brief spell earlier on this season. Scored on his debut. Guilty of a foul there on Oscar. To Hazard, who's enjoyed himself in a game as much as any other that I can remember this season.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. He's been everywhere. Enjoyed the possession of the ball. He hasn't had much pressure on him, you know, so that's been easier for him, but he's certainly grown in confidence.
William. That's Sabaleta behind. Chelsea corner. And we're into the last 5 minutes of the 90. The last 5 of Manchester City's FA Cup season. And Chelsea score a 5th goal. And they've already had one big opportunity from the penalty spot. William. Traore trying to dummy it through. Faupala was in his way. Double bounce. Goal kick City. City was asked to change his coat a little earlier on this half. He had a regulation Chelsea blue jacket on. Had to put a white one on. Apparently it might have been confused for those on the field.
He looks just as cool in both.
Here's Matic. William was moving into the box. The ball won't go his way this time. Alex Garcia. Now here's Iheanacho. Barker wide left. Faupala through the middle. Kolarov. It's a collision in the centre. And it was Faupala and Fabregas. Fabregas is hurt more of the two players. Faupala. Dimichelis. Kolarov. It was on. And it needed saving by Courtois. Not on for too many players, but always when Alexander Kolarov sees a gap, he goes for it.
Right, he's got a terrific shot, hasn't he? Such a powerful strike with that left foot. Decent save from Costa.
Manchester City, as their fans always like to sing at the Etihad Stadium, will fight to the end. Ivanovic up and behind, not quite behind, it's actually come down into Courtois' grasp. He's another player who's gone up a level and found his form again since, well, dare I say, since Jose Mourinho's exit from the club around that time.
Yeah, I think, you know, a few good results can improve players' confidence. Of course, the manager's getting credit for that right now, but the quality they had, they were always going to turn it round. I think it suits him actually playing centre-back a little bit, Ivanovic. You know, doesn't have to use as much energy getting forward and have as much of the ball higher up the pitch.
With John Terry seemingly on his way out of Stamford Bridge, we'll just see Matic here. Now Oscar. Faupala should tidy that up under pressure from Fabregas. Just going to speculate, do you think Ivanovic might well be a contender for the captaincy here next season?
It's a good question. Maybe. It depends really how many players they're looking at bringing in, whether they want to try and add a bit more youth and athleticism to that back four, because his form for the majority of the season has not been up to the level.
Oscar in. Might be another chance here. Oh, it is. It's another goal. Well, Traore is running away celebrating. He's going to claim it. Looping effort that, well, to be honest, Caballero didn't cover himself in glory with again. And Chelsea have number 5 for the second weekend in a row at the Bridge.
Yep, he's all smiles, that man, Traore. Good pass out wide, gets himself in the box. And that's as unorthodox a header as you're ever likely to see, but a brilliant one. I think he means it, give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, if nothing else, he's certainly trying to flick it on towards Eden Hazard. In the end, he didn't need him.
No, and listen, he's a striker. He knows where the goal is. Maybe he's thinking, head it on towards the back post. Hope for the best, but yeah, you're right. The goalkeeper's not going anywhere near that. Some cases has come on. It's been a threat. Showed good pace and willingness to run in behind. Had that chance earlier, which he pulled past the post. Doing the world of good, that.
And he has got something of a golden touch. He's onto it again, maybe here, cut out by Adarabioyo. We have another couple of minutes to play. This is 7 appearances for Chelsea, all from the bench, and he's scored 3 goals now. 4th round at MK Dons, scored against Newcastle last week, and then another one today. Over towards Barker, and Barker takes it beautifully. Past Azpilicueta, and behind for a Manchester City corner. Barker says handball, they'll just have to settle for the corner kick though.
Good positive run that, wasn't it, from Barker?
Kolarov with the corner. Faupala didn't get anything on it, and it's cleared away to Eden Hazard. He's got Oscar to his left, only Zabaleta back Pacific. Oscar, back ball. Oscar's shot way over the bar. It stays 5-1, and it's time for me, Danny, to ask you for your nomination for man of the match.
Well, I think there's been some terrific performances from Chelsea, Mikel, Pedro, but Fabregas has to take the man of the match award. It's a passing masterclass from the middle of the pitch, and yes, he hasn't had lots of pressure on him, but we've still got to produce those passes, and it's the Fabregas of old, and it's been a pleasure to watch him play today.
And the applause has started to ring around Stamford Bridge as we get into the last half minute or so. It's been a breeze in the end for Chelsea, but they were tested thoroughly in the first 45 minutes. Here's Hazard. All the way over to William. Baba still breaking forward from left back. Blue is the colour at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea blue that goes into the